Okay, our last transformation are reflections. So we have two types of reflections that happen. We have ones that flip our function down. So it starts up and flips it down. That's if a negative appears in the front of your function, right? It appears before everything else. If it appears within the x, like on the x number directly, right? Not in the very front, but if it's in the parentheses on the x directly, parentheses are a big thing in this. If they do or do not have them, it's going to depend on which one you do. First one, it's on the outside of the parentheses. On the second one, it's on the inside. Okay. On this one, you're doing a reflection against the y-axis, which technically doesn't do anything to your graph, because if you flip a parabola, it'll still look the same. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at example 6. So, we got a couple things happening here. Not only do we have a flip, but we also have a vertical shift. Okay, not a vertical shift, a vertical stretch. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw the original. Let's see if I can do this. It's such a small graph. And I'm using my finger so it doesn't look nice. Oh, I missed on that one. Okay, close enough. You get the points. We got our 5 main points of a parabola. It says because f of x equals x squared and g of x equals negative a f of x, where a is negative 2/3. Okay. And it gives you some hints down here. So we said the function is multiplied by -1. Okay. So not only do we have our reflection happening, like I talked about, we also have a vertical stretch. But because it's a number that's less than 1, it actually doesn't get skinnier. It just kind of shortens up a little bit. Okay. So here we go. I like to flip first because it's easiest for me. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do this one in parts because it's easy. So I'm going to flip across the x-axis. So all of those points are going to come down. So those two, that one, and that one. And then, of course, the one that's in the middle. So I'm going to go back, and I would do this in pencil. I'm going to erase my original dots. Now, most of the time you're doing this in pencil or you're doing this like on a piece of paper. And if it has multiple shifts, sometimes you like to draw it in stages. And I like to make sure I'm looking at the most up-to-date dots that I can. Okay. This one is really off. I'm going to go ahead and fix it up a little bit here. And then get it in the right spot. Okay, there we go. So now what I have to do is focus on my new points. 0, 0. And I'm just going to focus on one side, like I said, because I know that I can just copy the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to focus on the 1, -1. It used to be 1, 1, but we did our flip. And then I'm going to do the 2, -4, which used to be 2, +4, but we did our flip. Okay, so now what I have to do is do 2/3 times my y numbers, right? This is a y vertical like stretch. Okay, but because it's a number that's less than 1, it's not going to be as dramatic of a stretch as we had before. So here we go. I'm going to swap out the 1. If I multiply 1 times 2/3, I get 2/3. 2/3. Okay. And then if I do 4 times 2/3, it's not a nice number, but we can go ahead and write it. It's going to be 8/3. Okay. So I'm going to erase this one and write 8/3. Yuck. Okay. So let's go ahead and switch some of these points out. So 1 and then 2/3. Oof. We have a small graph, I'll tell you that. I wonder if I can zoom in some way. Can I zoom in on this? Oh, I can. Okay, we're gonna zoom. That might be easier for me to do here. Oh, but then my thing goes away. Dang it. Okay. Well, we'll just do our best. +1 and -2/3. I'm close enough. And then I'm gonna go ahead and copy the same point on the other side. -1 and -2/3. Meh. Oh, I missed. This is so hard. The graph is so small. Okay, that's close enough. Okay, there we go. And then we have 2 and then 8/3, which is a little more than 2. It's like 2 1/3. So I'm gonna swap these guys out. Okay. And then 2 and 1/3. Meh. Oh no, it's not right. I wish they would have given me a bigger graph. 2 and -2/3, and then, sorry, 2 1/3, and then there. Okay, close enough. There we go. That was a very hard graph to draw. So it says g of x is -2/3 x squared is the graph of the parent function x squared. Okay. And a reflection across the x axis. There we go. That was rough.